All right, day 28 of our 1 hour a day workout videos. We got the ab booster. We got the ab booster over here. And we have a heavy bag and resistant band to help us maneuver. Okay, so day 28. Let's get it. And my little storytelling. Okay? Because it's my story and it's a part of my life. When I watch other people's YouTube videos and they tell their story about their life, regardless of who it involves or whatever the situation is, as long as it's about your life, it involves you. The characters may be upset that I'm talking about them. I'm not naming anybody names. Just putting myself in a situation. So, this is my life. If you didn't want to be a part of it, you shouldn't interfered with my life. Okay, so yesterday I started talking about something I wanted to continue today. So we're gonna start with this ab booster. Let me see if I can get going. Yesterday I had got it going. Yesterday I got it going. The chair keeps swinging. Okay. All right, so we had got it going a little bit yesterday. Whoa! What happened there? Almost bust my behind on this thing. Y'all got that on camera? Yeah, you gotta make sure this thing is steady. I'm glad you got that. I'm not erasing that. I'm not starting the video over. I'm not starting it over. It wasn't all the way when I moved it. Over here, it wasn't all the way.
You okay, Grandma?
Yes, I'm okay. So you gotta make sure that the legs are extended all the way properly, or you're gonna fall, like I just almost did. I almost fell. Okay. So. Right, so yesterday I left off. I didn't have enough time because usually I start off, just doing my little workout and my sit-ups and stuff. And then when I get to the heavy bag, I just start my little discussion. So yesterday I was pretty much talking about the streets and, how black people get caught up and black people want to be, they want to have a name in the street. They want to get a name in the street, in their youth. Everybody want to do that. It's like a goal. It's almost like a college degree, for black people, They want to say that they ran the streets. They want to say that they hustled, or whatever their position that they played. If they played that they was a killer, a hustler, selling drugs, or whatever, They want to have claim to the street, right? And nowadays you got a lot of scammers and things of that nature. Okay, so some people, so they do that and then they come up into the rap game, and if they could stake their claim to the streets, then it make them more like a bona fide real rapper so that they could rap about street stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how long some of these people be out there because they be so young. How's you has you coming in the game at 18 years old or 17 years old, and you done did all of this in the street. You know what I'm saying? But I grant you, because a lot of boys be in the street early, mainly ones that don't have their mothers, or their mothers, their families is on drugs or whatever the situation is. So I granted they probably been out there since they was 14. They could have a full 4 years in the street by 18. But, as we look at the hip hop game, right? And I'm gonna compare this to my own story. As you look at the hip hop industry, and you got rappers killing rappers, or gangs against gangs, or whatever the situation is. So, our latest one is YFN Lucci. You know what I'm saying? And he was going through the ops block, to spray it up, and maybe they came through his people block, but I didn't think he lived in the hood. I thought maybe he was rich already, because he flaunt luxury cars and luxury jewelry. So why would you need to retaliate to a block if you live in a rich community? I'm quite sure where his real residence is at. There's probably nowhere near any violence at night. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing that puzzled me. But I guess that's one thing that I didn't do. I didn't join any gangs. So I guess once you dedicate yourself to a gang, you don't get out, So even though I guess some of these rappers that make it, once they make it, they still feel obligated to the game, so they to the gang, so they go back to the street. You know what I'm saying? And they continue to do crimes representing in the street. Whereas I think it should be the other way around. I think that if you got down with a gang as a youth when you was poor, and the gang helped you out financially, or to have a roof over your head, or to have backup so nobody don't pick on you, I think after you make it, I think you should come back. If you come back, I think you should come back with some positivity. You know what I'm saying? Offering stuff to alleviate away from criminal activity. You know what I'm saying? Instead of financing guns and drugs and killings and stuff, I think that you should, finance more like, okay, who's in the gang is smart, okay, we're going to send you to college. What you want to be? You want to be a lawyer? Okay, we're going to help finance you with that, you know what I'm saying? Or who in the gang want a legitimate job, or whatever the situation is, we're going to put you on that way. Who in the gang don't mind being my security, you know what I'm saying? Like, legal security that have a clean background, that, could get a licensed gun and, shoot legally, you know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. So, as far as the streets is concerned, I think that they doing it wrong. I think that the ones that's making it is doing it wrong, you know what I'm saying? Because, instead of them going back to the gang after they make it and spreading positivity, they continuing on the negativity. Like, you don't get enough of seeing your brothers get killed or shot in the head or anything like that. Like, whether they your ops or whether they, your gang, whether they the other gang or your gang, they still your same color. They still black men. You don't get enough of that reputation, that, or that news, that every time you turn around, somebody black is going to jail or getting killed. Then you have, because, that's common sense. But then you have like the thieves and you have the punks. You understand what I'm saying? And that's where I got caught up in. You know, inside of my own family, and I just can't get it out of me. You know what I'm saying? Whereas I could just, it just, I can't believe that a man, let alone that he's a man with a whole dick in his pants, but somebody I grew up in my own household with, my first cousin, seeing me being progressive in life, trying to, be an entrepreneur. I started my little cleaning business and being jealous and wanting that. Okay, I'm starting a little rag business, a little cleaning business. It doesn't take no license. Anybody could do that. I'm up against a whole bunch of people putting bids in on a job and underbidding. So I have to bid low, low, low. So I'm not even never getting the type of money that you should be getting for those jobs, because there's so many people putting in a bid for cleaning. You have to really bid real low, right? So with these construction cleanups, like post-construction cleanups, you need a crew. You can't do it by yourself. So you go get a few people that's, that got other income, that, actually can't work a regular job, but they do have other income, and this would just be a little bit to help out a little bit more, right? So you get your little crew together, right? So for years, I say about 10 years, I was doing the cleaning business for, let me see how many years, for about like 7 years. So if anybody know, when you have a business, in order to finance it, if you can't get regular financing by yourself, if your credit is not all the way there, you'll probably have to go to the SBA. So that's the Small Business Administration if you have a business, right? So all these years, I'm running around struggling with this little rag business. These are the years that I wanted to become a rapper. I didn't really want to be a cleaning business. I really was aiming to be a rapper. You understand what I'm saying? And I was doing little talent shows and going to the studio and writing songs and, trying to get up there, in the music business. So the cleaning business really wasn't the end game, right? But people around me was looking with such jealousy, like, oh, she's doing business. So in 2007, I had such a resume with cleaning up buildings. I said, my credit's not that bad. I might qualify for this loan, because I used to go to these small business meetings and they say, you got to put a business plan together. You put your business plan together and, you could probably get a loan, because the banks have to loan, small businesses and minority businesses. They have to, they have like a quota to fill, because they just can't give rich people or white people all the loans. They have to have a certain percentage that they give to minorities and blacks and Hispanics and stuff. Okay, so I had a supervisor, a guy that I appointed to supervise my crew. So he was good with directions, and he used to encourage me and stuff, because sometimes I need a bit of encouragement. So he used to encourage me. Yeah, Kathy, come on, let's do it. Let's put this business plan together. So I had a CPU out in Queens. He was like, yeah, let's go out there, to put your financial paperwork together, and I'll ride with you. And he used to just run up and down with me, and we got it. we got the loan, to open up, to expand from working in the house to working to a storefront. So I opens up this storefront and I put this awning up. Dust Busters, that's the name of my cleaning business, Dust Busters, right? So when I get this loan, mind you, this storefront didn't come from none of my earned money, which would have been a better way to open up the store through money that I earned. This way, I know that I can handle the overhead. But once the loan came through, was approved, I opened up the storefront. It sent off like a jealousy with my own people, a panic, inside of my family. I had family members that, didn't even want to come see my store. I got one of my sisters, rest in peace. She never seen the store before. She didn't want to come and see me with a storefront. And this is somebody I used to travel miles and miles to see while she's sick. You know what I'm saying? Having lupus and cancer and all that stuff. When I had my store, she did not want to come and see my accomplishments, My cousin, got so jealous he came in there, carpenter. He wanted to do carpentry, fix it up around my store for a space. Mind you, the overhead was $1,500 and the loan bills and all kind of bills I had up my ass now. So, no, I can't do that. And then you drink and use drugs, sniff coke. Or I can't have an alcoholic cokehead, you know what I'm saying, as somebody that's inside of my store renting space. Not paying no rent, just want to do little carpentry, you know what I'm saying? So, several people came in with deals. One person came in there, he wanted to use my store at night. Well, I'm not there. Mind you, my equipment, buffing machine, floor machines, and all of that stuff is in there. You know what I'm saying? So what are you going to do with my business? Like, you want to use it at night while my computer and equipment is up. So what you just going to do, rob me at night? One morning I'm going to get up and you're going to give me an excuse why all of my equipment is gone? So that was a no-no because, people was coming, they wanted to use my place while I'm not there. You know what I'm saying? Like, exclude me from being in my own place, and they take over at night. So, out of all the people, my male cousin, well, some of my family, because my nieces told me, oh, you could have been rich out of that place. And I was like, I was nowhere near rich. I was nowhere near rich. They thought having a storefront mean that you're rich. That Kathy's about to be rich. It was the opposite. It was the other way around. Because the person that was hooking me up with, the middleman that was hooking me up and helping me get the contracts, started pulling back. So I'm not getting contracts no more. So I started pulling pool tables and making it like a fun room and games and stuff, trying to do other things. I set up a stage, start auditioning artists and stuff. That's how I met a lot of artists before they made it in the music industry. I know some of these cats from auditioning in my store. But my cousin turned out to be the worst one because he was the one that went behind my back to the person that, the middleman that was helping me get jobs and got him to stop allowing me to, get contracts. So now I'm not getting no more contracts, right? Because I denied him space in my store, right? So the story is, everything that glitter is not gold, is what I'm, amounting to. Okay, so everybody thought that I was rich because I had a storefront with an awning up with my name and my phone number up there. They thought I was rich, but actually I was getting in a hole. I was going in a hole. I had a 6 months credit because I had to fix up the place because the place it needed fixing up when I came in there. So the owner gave me like 6 months credit. So it looked like I was surviving. I was in the store for like 2 years. Anyway, it came to boil down to that my male cousin, that's a carpenter, wanted my cleaning business because he thought that I was making so much money. You know what I'm saying? And it really wasn't like that. With the store, without the store, I was never really making, I never even made more than probably $100,000 a year, or even 50, maybe 40 sometime. You know what I'm saying? Because you get a post-construction cleaning, you clean it up, and then you might not get another job might not end for 2 months or 3 months or 4 months. So out of a year, you might do 3 or 4 jobs. But that money, remember, you have to split with your workers. You have to pay your workers, and then you come out with a little knot. You might come out with a knot like 3,000, 4,000, or 5,000. You know what I'm saying? You might come out with a little extra knot. So what did I used to do with the knot? I used to buy me another little hoopty. I used to go to the auction, buy me a little car. You know what I'm saying? I had money. I could take my child, we would clothes shopping, and we used to go to the movies and take a lot of pictures and do stuff on the weekend. That's about it. We didn't do no whole bunch of shit. I was living in the projects. I was still living in the projects when I got the loan. I wasn't able to ever buy a house. You know what I'm saying? I was never able to move out of the projects. So that should have been a dead giveaway that I was not getting rich, off of the cleaning business. Actually, somebody that was working a regular job, like a labor job or a carpenter job, like my cousin was, a full-fledged carpenter, was doing better than me. But they didn't think that because I guess my swag, the way I used to be, used to make people think, oh, she getting it, you know what I'm saying? She making money, she's blowing up, you know what I'm saying? But actually, I was actually the poorest one, you know what I'm saying? Because unskilled trade. And then the cleaning I used to get used to be non-union, so it wasn't even prevailing wages. It was just like non-union, the lowest bid, the lowest bid here. Okay, now you can have a job, and you better do the best job. So my cousin came along, and he went to behind my back, made friends with everybody that he needed to be cool with. All of a sudden became very extra cool with the people, with the in-between people that was helping me get jobs. And all of a sudden, they blackballing me. I'm not getting no jobs no more. And he's doing cleanup. You know what I'm saying? Coming around talking about he got a house. I live in a house. She live in projects. Yeah, but right now, I'll put it this way. I'm a real estate broker. I just finished my mortgage class. I'm getting ready to take my safe mortgage test. These niggas in the streets, most black guys, the way they keep a roof over their head is that they mess with a woman. You know what I'm saying? And go live up in her house with her kids and everything. Or, she bought a house with her prior husband or whatever the situation is, and they no longer together, and then now the new boyfriend can move in on everything that the kid's father established. So if the kid's father established helping her putting the down payment on the house and the closing costs and getting a house, and then, after a few years, the kids is getting kind of big in their teens, and you know they don't want to be together no more. So the man leaves because the wife and the kids is there. So the new boyfriend, my cousin, the new boyfriend come in, and he living there. He living there, taking over the teenage boys' space. Now the teenage boys got to live in the basement, and he all upstairs in the house, controlling shit. So he must have made the same deal he was trying to make with me in my store. He made with his wife. I'll do the carpentry around here. I'll fix up everything. So she would put sticky notes all around the house. That's what I found out. You know, where she wanted him to fix up. Instead of taking each room one by one and ripping it down and fixing it back up, say like the kitchen. I went to his house. I went to their house one time when they was together. And the kitchen looked at 100 years old. It needed to be ripped down, new cabinets, new refrigerator. He had the old grandmother cabinets, the old grandmother table sitting in the middle of the floor. The stove refrigerator don't look like it was changed for like 50 to 100 years. So if you're going to move into a woman's house, you know, at the least you could do is contribute to some serious repairs. And I'm not talking about just putting some plaster on a wall and fixing a hole. I'm talking about guttering out and remodeling the old fucking shack. Okay? Because that's what she had, was an old shack. But he came around and he was telling everybody that he lived better than me and that, you know, he lived in house and stuff like that. Let me tell you one thing about that house talk. That niggas be talking house talk. There's people, you see these walls? These are not sheetrock walls. These is concrete walls in my house. In the projects, you see these ceilings? No leak. No sheetrock walls, no holes. You don't have to patch no holes in these walls. You understand what I'm saying? No, the floor is concrete with tile on top of it. You don't have to, it's no wop floor. It's no wop wood floor, okay? So a lot of these houses in New York is shit. You would much rather have a project apartment than to have most of these houses in New York, okay? And they expensive. In a shitty neighborhood, they be like $250,000. A small attached house be $250 attached on both sides, $250. You know what I'm saying? Semi-attached, it could be like $400,000. You know what I'm saying? And in order to get like a decent house, you're gonna have to go like to Westchester County. You know, some people find decent houses, you know, in Queens, and some, you know, like in Long Island or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But these houses are, a lot of these houses is not built better than the projects. The projects is built better than a lot of these houses. The only problem with the projects is that, you know, people hang out and they loiter, or, you know, they walk their dog, they don't pick up their dog shit like required in the white community. You know what I'm saying? So I said to myself, I can't fuck with this cousin no more. You know what I'm saying? I can't fuck with him no more because, first of all, you taking food off my table. You want something that you thinking that is making me rich. It's really not. You know, I'm really struggling with this cleaning business. And you're licensed as a carpenter. So how does a licensed carpenter come down to wanting to clean shitty toilets in a construction site? Because that's all it was shitty toilets. You know, so I'm quite sure once he started doing a few cleaning jobs, he started realizing this ain't really worth it. You know, this wasn't really worth it. I thought she was getting more money than that. I wasn't. I wasn't. Everything that glitter looked at like it was sweet, it wasn't that sweet. I just made the best of it for me and my kids, and it was a little something to put a little extra dollars in my pocket and put some food on the table, and you took that. So now I don't even speak to that cousin no more. It's no reconciliation with a person that trying to starve you or trying to make you homeless. But see, one thing about the project apartments is that, no matter what your income is, your rent adjusts down to it. If you ain't got no income, you go to the welfare center. You understand what I'm saying? So a person might be trying to mess up all your connections to see you living in a cardboard box in the street. And that's the way I looked at it. Why would you mess up my little thing that nobody else wanted to do? Nobody else wanted to do no cleanup. Like, nah, you could go ahead with it. That's how I got the position in the first place. Because nobody else in the staff wanted to do that in that organization. Oh, I almost fell when this thing started. Oh, because I'm talking, so we stayed on that for half an hour. Yesterday, I only stayed on it for like 10 or 15 minutes. Let's put our mat down. Told you, I'm not going to edit nothing. I almost fell at the beginning, and I didn't start the recording over. It goes to show you when you're dealing with that ab booster, make sure that it's spread out the way it's supposed to be before you sit on it. Okay, so we got our resistant band. We're going to get down on the floor and do a little bit. So I guess we're going to be less time on a heavy bag. So he knew from having the ability to make people laugh, instead of going to like a comedy club and all of the people that supported him, if he felt like he got so much people support and so many people's that would back him up, instead of going to a comedy club and becoming a comedian like Kevin Hart or something like that, if he felt like he was funny and could win people over me and destroy my business and take my business down, I had to close my business up because of him. You know what I'm saying? Why he didn't go to a comedy club? You understand what I'm saying? Where he could have became a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? He want my plate, my food, my cleaning company income, my company, and he want his food, his carpentry, where my family helped him get his carpenter license. He wanted his food, his plate of food, and a plate of food that I made for myself. Let's do my planking and I'll get back to... Yesterday I did about 20 of those, whatever you call those. I'm trying to do some push-ups. So instead of him going and doing his business, he said, oh, I can compete with Kathy, and I can win over Kathy, and I can ask for what she have, and they'll give it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you a licensed carpenter? And then I'm going to tell you the answer. The reason why a licensed carpenter want a cleaning business, somebody else's cleaning business, because he's not a good carpenter. He's a terrible carpenter. He's a slow carpenter. And I've been on a job with him before. And he'd be like 4 hours in one room doing one window, framing out one window. So you think I don't know, but I do know that he's a shitty fucking carpenter. It takes him forever to get one task done. You know, mind you, he should be a master because he had his license since a kid. You know what I'm saying? They altered his birth certificate so that, you know, he could be like he's 18 so he could get into carpenter school. So he was in carpenter school before anybody, you know what I'm saying? So he should be good at carpentry. He should have been building his own fucking house. You know, he should have became a general contractor like late in his 40s, 50s, and 60s. He should, you know, you understand what I'm saying? He should not be competing with a woman over cleaning business like you had house chores. You didn't have house chores when we was growing up. You know what I'm saying? The girls used to be all in the kitchen cleaning, mopping, while you out playing ball and going out and doing other things. The boys didn't have to clean up and have turns doing chores. So the cleaning business, you should have left it with me. You understand what I'm saying? You being so greedy because you think that I'm getting rich. For them to come to find out that this is hard work. You know, you go to the job and you have to, you know, look at the job to give the contractor an estimate of what you're gonna charge them, right? Okay, so you go in there. All the other contractors, the painters made little spills, the carpenters, did cabinets in the kitchen, and, you got the wood sawdust around, the floors look walked over, or whatever the situation is, so they might need, mopping, or they might even need stripping if they tiles, right? Or if it's, carpet, you need to, vacuum or whatever the situation is. But every time you get to the bathroom, them construction workers shitted up the toilet. So every job you go estimate, you gotta go and smell a shitty toilet in the bathroom. Sometimes when the toilet is all clogged up and nasty, they shit in the tub. Whenever the whole bathroom is all shitted out, they take one of those compound buckets and they shit in there. You know what I'm saying? So you be like, what's in this bucket? And you lift the sheetrock off the top of the bucket and there'd be a pile of stinking shit in the compound bucket, right? So I'm saying that to say that I had the worst job to do. You know what I'm saying? And I took the worst job to do just so that I can have some extra money, and this is what I have to do until something else happens for me in the future. I get me some more education. Like I said, I was trying to be a rapper. I was trying to go to the stage and stuff until something else happened. So everything that glitters is not gold. You know what I'm saying? So you went from your carpentry job to steal my cleaning shitty ass job. Carpenters make how much? $50 an hour. They might make $60 an hour now. Back then they was making like $40 an hour, whatever the situation is. Carpenters make good money an hour. There's no way in the world a carpenter need to come down and clean up toilets or even supervise a crew to clean up shitty toilets and give them a couple of dollars and make away with a couple of $1,000. It's just not worth your time. It's not worth your time. But like anything else, you don't realize it until, you get into it that it's not worth it. It's like you going to stick up, you see a nigga walking down the street with a big gold chain and a medallion on it. And you be like, oh, shoot, I got my gun on me. You know what I'm saying? And, this nigga look like a sucker. I'ma steal his chain. So you got your gun on you, and he look like a sucker. And so you go pull your gun on him, and you steal his chain just to take it to the pawn shop to realize that They said this is not real gold. None of this. The medallion, the chain, none of that is real gold. So you stuck up the guy for no reason at all. Not only that, but you risk yourself, well, in these times, maybe a camera or somebody recording, you know what I'm saying? You risk yourself going to jail, you know what I'm saying? So everything that he thought he was getting out of stealing, stopping me from doing cleanup, turned out to be nothing but a lost relationship between me and him. I don't fuck with him no more. And everybody say, oh, you don't like your own cousin. You always like brothers and sisters growing up in the same house. That's true, but those be the ones that do it to you the worst. They'll be the ones that do it to you first. Not only that, while he was stealing my shit, he felt he needed backup. He felt he needed a blood gang standing outside my door while he run around to the jobs and do the job that I was doing. So I'm wondering, why is everybody saying, yeah, because he running around, he driving around, getting jobs, and he doing the thing, and he running around and stopped you. Yeah. And then, so like, what happened to the carpentry shit? You know what I'm saying? The nigga needed a whole blood gang against me to stand outside and be hating. You know what I'm saying? But I have already moved on. I had became a real estate agent, and then I moved on to become a real estate broker. Do my schooling and take my hard tests. I had to step it up a notch. I had to step up a notch. So I started selling houses and stuff, renting apartments and selling houses and stuff. But it still angers me. It still angers me today. And it had everybody choosing sides where they chose the man's side. I mean, even women. I didn't even have a woman on my side, So I tell this story all the time. I was laying back in my bed one day and I asked God why. What's going on with me? Am I such a bad person? What did I do in life so wrong? That they're going to side with a nigga that's stealing from me. You know what I'm saying? That's backstabbing me. What's the deal with it? Until I just start praising God and thanking God for showing me the big picture that I had nobody on my side. And not because I was wrong. Everybody went with the thief, the lying and the thief nigga over me. You know what I'm saying? Because in order to stop me from getting contracts between my middleman, he went and ran conversation and talked behind my back, lied a little bit. Some stuff he might have did tell the truth about me, But I was getting too big for my britches when I opened up the store and put the awning up. They didn't mind me cleaning up doodle toilets until I got the loan. But they thought that the business was doing real good. Is why I got the storefront with the awning. But it wasn't. The storefront with the awning came completely from a loan, not from money that I earned. So like I said, I had family members that till today say, oh, I never seen Kathy's store because you intentionally didn't come up here to see my store. You intentionally made sure that you didn't come around in New York, nowhere. But you had to wait 2 years because I stayed in my business for 2 years. But lo and behold now, it doesn't matter if you have a brick and mortar. You could just have an online business. You could just have a YouTube channel, you know what I'm saying? And make more money. Because, it's worldwide, you know what I'm saying? Whereas a brick and mortar is only just one spot. But if you need to store store your supplies in a warehouse or something, then that's cool or whatever, you know. Or you need like an office space or whatever the situation is, cool. But a lot of people don't need a brick and mortar. They don't need a store with an awning right now. You know, they could do an online store. You know, there's plenty of platforms for online stores if you don't do your own website. Ooh. Okay. We get up off the floor. I spend more time on the ab booster than I planned, but I know that's gonna happen. And it's been like a half an hour. Much of the time I was talking, but like I said, we're not worried about how much, you know, how hard you work. Just make sure you do a little something every hour. And like I said, you can make it your talking point. Because today I was like, yeah, from yesterday's video, I had a to be continued about the streets, and I wanted to tell my story. I probably done told this story 1,000 times, but, and you know, no, I'm not getting many clicks on my videos, but that's okay, because like I said, if this ain't for nobody else, it's for me, you know. You could go to any other channel where the person is a fitness trainer and, you know, they working more vigorous. They got more, they got more things that they do. Or, you know, they video look more professional. Okay, so let's get up off this floor. We're going to go to the heavy bag for about 15 minutes. So lift this up. Get past the messy house. Ooh, get off this floor. So yeah, I gotta be swinging the camera off the floor and back around. So like I said, I looked at my videos from yesterday, and I think I got like one person that clicked on it, but it's all good. Y'all don't have to click on it. You could just see one of my videos, and all I'm saying is do 1 hour of workout every day and watch your diet. If you're taking those fat burners and supplements and stuff like that and the laxative, drink a lot of water with it and it'll work much better. Else you're going to get bloated in your stomach with that stuff if you don't drink enough liquid. You know what I'm saying? So you don't even need me. I'm not worrying about the view count. But if you're here, like and subscribe and, you know, leave a comment. If you're somebody that want to sponsor this war against obesity, you could look in the description and see how to do that. Cash App or PayPal email address or whatever the situation is. But you see what I'm doing. It's the coronavirus, so it's so much we could do. I would like to go to the gym, but I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not trying to jeopardize my life by being around, you know, other people. You know what I'm saying? So right now, I'm in the corner of my apartment, on the floor in the hallway by the closets. You know, how much room can your body really take up? You know what I'm saying? Your body can't take up that much room. But I know some people, some videos that you watch, they be in like a big gym, a big room, you know, with the whole equipment around, and it be like nice and stuff like that. And shout out to them people. Maybe I'll, you know, make it there one day too myself. But anyway, when it come down to like I'm talking about the streets, and a lot of people want to, you know, stake claim to the streets and stuff like that. It's really not important because in order for you to do that, that means you had to experience some bad stuff. There's no way you're going to be in the streets like with me. You know, I was able to slide past having a criminal record, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm able to get my real estate license, you know, my mortgage license, and, you know, I was able to work for the police department and different places do different things that require a clean background. You understand what I'm saying? So I was able to do that. But other things happened to me in the street that was bad, you know. I got into fights that I lost. You understand what I'm saying? You know, other things, you know, that wasn't really right for me, you know, and then I'm a woman, so you could imagine, you know, more so if you know, get drunk and out of hand and be around guys, or, you know, women get raped out in the streets and stuff like that. So, you know, but in order for you to be in the street, like I said, you know, in order for you to claim street credibility and stuff like that, you have to be doing criminal stuff, or something bad might, you know, you might have a bad experience. You may have escaped death and stuff like that. So that's not really important, because the bad people is all around. You know, like kids kill kids in colleges. I'll be looking at Fatal Attraction. You could get into a relationship where, you know, the person kill you or whatever the situation is. I'll be looking at Fatal Attraction. It could be the guy kill the girl or the girl kill the guy. It could be either way. Or somebody, the triangle, somebody else that liked it, one of them kill, you know, the other person. You understand what I'm saying? Like if you with somebody that somebody else wanted, you know, that somebody else could kill you, you know what I'm saying? So bad could come to you. You don't need to seek for it in the street. You understand what I'm saying? You don't need to look for it in the street. And with the story that I'm telling today, my own cousin, because he wanted to, in life, have a chance to say that he upstaged somebody, he chose a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like even in the boxing match, like I say, when they size up boxing match, they don't put a man with a woman. You know what I'm saying? They don't put, you know, Floyd Mayweather with Ali's daughter. You know what I'm saying? With Layla Ali, they won't match up Floyd Mayweather with Layla Ali and be like, okay, Layla Ali and Floyd Mayweather is gonna have a fight. You know, they don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So for a nigga that sides himself up with a woman, it's got to be two things. Either he's a punk, he don't want to challenge up other men. And I've heard in the street with my cousin that every time they get into a beef, don't cut that music down. Cut that music down. I can't have music in my video. So I get a flag to cut that music off. Yeah. So what I was saying. Either he's a punk and he choosing a woman. Oh, I could fight Kathy in his family that he grew up with, that he know, like all my gangster brothers. Cut that off! Cut that off! Cut that off! That's the music. Go in the back room, cause YouTube is gonna flag my video. Don't play no tunes that like that, cause they take the credit away from my video. My granddaughter in there playing tunes and music from other songs. Even though it's not singing, it's like a beat that, you know, is from another producer. They flag your video and take your whole credit away. Not that I'm making money off my videos, but anyway, back to what I was saying about a man deciding he want to challenge a woman. Now, a man might decide he want to challenge a woman between a relationship that he was in, you know, or, you know, I would think something outside in the street away from the family where, you know, that may be something that he won't want other people to know. But this motherfucker is my first motherfucking cousin challenging me. You understand what I'm saying? He wants to upstage me and I'm higher than her. They always give the boy when a baby is born and it's a boy, they cheer. Yay, it's blue, it's a boy, it's a boy, yay. You know what I'm saying? They don't do all of that cheering when it's a girl. When it's a girl, it'd be like, oh, this is gonna be daddy's little girl. But when it's a boy, it'd be like, yay. So you automatically know because you got a dick in your pants that your status is gonna be higher than my pussy in my pants. You understand what I'm saying? You automatically know if we in the organization that's fighting against other organizations, fighting for construction jobs, you automatically know they're going to want an ugly man over a pretty girl. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, he think he prettier than me. So that, I'm thinking, he's fucking niggas in the organization. He's fucking other niggas in the organizations. He's opening up his booty hole to other niggas in the organization. Why is he got so many niggas against me? You know I'm not being no whore around giving out no pussy or nothing like that, but, you know, he must be giving up more pussy than I'm giving up. You know what I'm saying? Why is he able to, if I'm here 10 years doing cleaning business, he's able to, I don't want her to have no more jobs no more. I don't want her to have no more kinds. Kick hers out and put me in and let me get her stuff. Why would you want some shitty ass toilet job when you a carpenter where you could just put a thing, a belt around your waist and zip and work cleanly? Me and my whole crew is not making more than the carpenter at the end of the job, at the final check. By the time we get the final check after 2 or 3 months being on the job, it's not more than, you understand what I'm saying? I was really had a crummy business. So people were sweating over my crummy business thinking because I took a loan, because I qualified for a loan, they thought that I was becoming a millionaire and start becoming very jealous. You know, and jealousy is one thing that we used to have to hide when we was kids. That wasn't something that you could just come out and be like, I'm jealous, because people would tease you, oh, you jealous of this one, or you jealous of that one. People would tease you about that. You know what I'm saying? So that wasn't something that was like, you could just come out and express like these days. Like rappers killing rappers because they jealous of each other's, you know, making it in the industry and stuff like that. You couldn't just be jealous like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this one killed that one, now he's up. That one couldn't come up for killing that one, for being jealous of that one, because everybody would look down on him too. But now jealousy it's okay to be jealousy. So my male cousin was jealous of me with a whole dick in his pants. He was jealous of a woman with a pussy. Okay? They had a bullshit cleaning job. And he gonna destroy that and take over and act like he's big bag. But I know the whole time you're not big bag in nothing. All that's saying is that you're letting another nigga dick you in your ass. That's why they giving you that. And the other thing is that you are a poor excuse for a carpenter, for somebody that had a carpenter license before you was of age, because they altered your birth certificate in order for you to get into the carpenter school. Okay? So you're a poor excuse for a carpenter. I already know that you are a whack carpenter. You're not a good carpenter. Else you wouldn't look down to become a cleaning business. You wouldn't look down to become a cleaning business and run a crew. Why would you do all of that hard shit when you making $50, $60 an hour on a carpenter job? All you have to do is ask for a carpenter job. They was giving you carpenter jobs, snap of the finger, left and right. You keep fucking up job after job and need another job. Why are you going to so many jobs? Because you're a fucked up carpenter and the contractor don't need you. So now you could have a carpenter job. If you're a good carpenter, you could hold on to a carpenter job. And not only that, you could build a contracting business to work in people's houses, so you could have your regular job and on the side do carpentry contracts, not cleaning contracts. On top of which, after he did all of that backstabbing behind my back, before I really visualized and realized what was going on and knew that he was doing that, he wanted my supplies. He thought my supplies, my floor machines, and all of my stuff belonged to that organization, that they gave me something. No, when I had my cleaning business, I bought my own floor supplies. Then he's a carpenter. I got a whole big carpenter pouch because I'm a second-year carpenter's apprentice. He want to buy what I bought the leather joint for $100. He wanted to buy it for me like I'm a crackhead for $40. So he just wanted my whole life. So I tell my story because I'm a woman that a man looked up to me and wanted everything that I had. Around my block, looking for his friends in my neighborhood to create a blood gang. So my neighborhood is now his neighborhood. Because I just go to the store, come home, high and buy people, and I really don't be knocking on people's doors. Here he come, he making friends all in the neighborhood, looking for niggas that he used to play ball with, who formulating a blood gang so that he could, so that they could, pointing me out to come up against me. Like, why everywhere I move, every business I have and everything that I do, this nigga want my shit. So y'all watch out, not only for the streets, for your family too. So you don't have to go to the streets to find, the trouble. The trouble might be right there with your siblings, okay? So peace. That's the end to that story.